Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. So here, the topic that we will discuss today, it is oxidation and reduction in terms of loss or gain of hydrogen and oxygen. So the one concept that is oxidation and reduction, it all just depends upon the loss or gain of oxygen and loss or gain of hydrogen. On the other hand, the loss or gain of electrons. So here we will discuss separately the oxidation and reduction in terms of loss or gain of oxygen and hydrogen. So according to this concept, it is very simple. Here we have the oxidation. Oxidation can be defined as basically it is the addition of oxygen. It is the removal of hydrogen during the chemical reaction. So, there is any chemical reaction and a substance or any compound is going to receive the oxygen, or here the addition of oxygen takes place, it's mean it is undergoing oxidation. And if there is a removal of hydrogen from that element, it's mean it is also undergoing the oxidation. So in both the ways, here we can have the oxidation. It may be the addition of oxygen, or it may be the loss of or the removal of the hydrogen. Here we have a very simple example of oxidation. This picture you can see that this is the zinc. This is the lead oxide, PbO. It is known as the lead oxide. When they both do react with one another, now here the lead that is just going to lose the oxygen, and after the reaction we just say that there is a production of the zinc oxide, and here we have this is the lead, as the oxygen has been added up into the zinc. So in this process the zinc as gains the oxygen, so it undergoes the process of oxidation. Along with that, we have a lot of examples of oxidation and reduction. Likewise, in this reaction, as zinc undergoes oxidation, but on the other hand, if we talk about the other reaction of oxidation and reduction that can take place in terms of loss or gain of oxygen and hydrogen as well. So, if we have magnesium plus we have oxygen, after the reaction the product that we gain, it is the magnesium oxide, and by balancing that equation we gain MgO. So in this process magnesium has gained the oxygen, so the magnesium undergoes the process of oxidation. So this is the simple oxidation process that can take place. On the other hand, if we have another example, third one, we have iron oxide, and by adding up the carbon monoxide in it, we gain the iron plus carbon dioxide. Now, in this process, as this is the carbon monoxide, and after the reaction, we gain the carbon dioxide. So, the carbon gains the oxygen, so it undergoes the process of oxidation over there. This is a simple oxidation, and after oxidation, we have the second concept, which is known as the reduction. Now, what does happened in the reduction? So the process of reduction is basically known as the gain of hydrogen. Reduction is the loss of oxygen, and that just happened in the chemical reaction. If we have a chemical reaction and in this there is a gain of hydrogen by an element and the loss of the oxygen, so this process will be called as the reduction process that just happened in the chemical reaction. So here we have an example. The first one, this is the carbon dioxide. It is going to react with the hydrogen. And after the reaction, we gain here the carbon monoxide. and here we have the water. So in this process, as the carbon dioxide lose the oxygen and changes into carbon monoxide, so it undergoes the process of reduction because here the removal of oxygen takes place. In the second example, we have the cuprous oxide, CuO. By adding up the hydrogen in it, we gain the copper and we gain the water. So here the copper has lose the oxygen, so it undergoes reduction. So this is the very simple process of the reduction that is taking place in a chemical reaction. On the other hand, we have also another example for this method, like we have hydrogen sulfide. When it do reacts with the chlorine, we have the production of the compounds as sulfur and HCl. So in this process, as this is the chlorine, and after the reaction we gain HCl as it gains the hydrogen, so it undergoes the process of reduction because it gain the hydrogen. So this is a simple oxidation and reduction. But when we talk about the overall reaction of oxidation and reduction, so this reaction is basically called as the redox reaction. Now, how we can explain the redox reaction? Here we have the zinc oxide and plus carbon. When they both react with one another, then the zinc is formed as a resultant product and along with the production of the carbon dioxide. As on the reactant side, we have zinc oxide, but on the product side, it is having no oxygen. So here the process of removal of oxygen takes place when there is a loss of oxygen, then this is known as the reduction process. But on the reactant side, we have just carbon. But after the reaction, here is the addition of the oxygen and it produces the carbon dioxide. So this process is basically known as the oxidation, and overall this process is known as redox reaction. So this was all about today's lecture. I hope you guys understand, and if you have any queries, you may ask me about that in comment section and I will get back to you guys soon. The next topic that we will discuss, it is oxidation and reduction in terms of loss or gain of electrons. For that time, you guys keep learning and have a good day.